Duck Boat Dispatch, episode number 36. And the New England Patriots are back where they belong. The New England Patriots, after a 7-year hiatus, are finally back in the Super Bowl. It has been a long time coming. Josh is here, Sara is here, I'm here, Tom Really, and it is going to be a phenomenal 2 weeks of talking about the Super Bowl coming up. Sara, we'll get to you early and often. I can see you already have your finger up. What's going on, Sara?
Why did you say your last name but not Josh's or mine?
Because I feel like if I say Tom's here, it's like weird, but if I say the first and last name, it makes sense. If I'm introducing myself,
He's more of an idiot.
He's more important than me.
Also, you know how you said everything was working beforehand? Yeah, you still like the blood.
Are you sure?
Oh shit.
Guys,
my favorite coffee shop closed.
Alright, we're getting very off topic here. We need to be focusing on the Super Bowl, okay? The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Sara's coffee shop is closed. Josh says I'm echoing. None of that matters because the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. So we will fight through all of that as of right now, okay?
We're home. We're going home. I'm so happy.
They're going to Santa Clara.
We're going home.
Super Bowl
We're
is
going
home.
to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is home.
Super Bowl is home.
Super Bowl is home.
What a year, man.
How do
you know what?
Tell me you're a spoiled sports fan without telling me you're a spoiled sports fan. The Super Bowl is our home.
I actually made a TikTok about that today, and I listed off, I was like, what it's like to be 24 in New England. And I listed off every year that we had a championship. My first Super Bowl, I was 5 months old.
It really has just been an insane run since the turn of the century. What Boston sports have been on. Patriots have been to 12 Super Bowls. Celtics have been to 4 NBA Finals. The Bruins have been to 3. The Bruins have been to two NHL Finals.
I think 2.
2011, 2019,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11, 19, unless
2.
there was earlier, which I'm not going to hold myself accountable for because I was born in 2003. And then the Red Sox have been to 4 World Series since the turn of the century, winning all of them, I believe. 04, 7, 13, and 8. Yep, they've been to 4. And the Patriots have been to 10. It is, or 12. It is just it's remarkable.
Lucky number 13.
It's remarkable the run the city has been on since the turn of the century. It's remarkable the turnaround the Patriots have made from a 4-13 team to now 1 win away from winning it all. It really is remarkable what Mike Vrabel and company has done in just his 12 short months. It really is. He's been here for a year, and where they were a year ago at this time, we were already talking about draft picks for a month and a half at the time, this point last year.
Yeah, I was cranky.
And now they are 1 win away from adding a record-setting 7th Lombardi trophy.
Wouldn't we be tied with, I think we'd be tied with Pittsburgh?
No, they're tied with Pittsburgh right now.
Oh. Wait, no. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
For wins or appearances, I forget.
Wins.
I think wins. Okay.
We'd
also be tied with Brady.
Brady himself, who has 7.
You know what? Brady last night kind of pissed me off, which is hard to do because I was so happy last night.
Tony Romo was pissing me off last night.
Tony Romo can suck my toe. I have always hated him when he announced.
I actually think he provides really good analysis, but it's just, dude, we get it. The weather is bad. Please talk about anything else.
Well, back in when the Brady era, he would always just slightly dig at us. It was always a backhanded compliment.
No, I think,
and I'm
Tony Romo peaked in that 2018 AFC Championship game on that final drive where he was able to predict every single play and where the ball should go. I thought that was so good. But last night he was really getting on my nerves. The weather was a huge factor in the game. And Patriots win 10-7 over the Broncos in a gritty, old school outdoor football game. It was an ugly game. It was not an exciting football game. Unless you had a dog in the fight, you were like, this game sucks. But as Patriots fans here, it was down to the wire. It was really a defensive matchup when you think about it. The Patriots just started punting the ball, pretty much punting the ball in every single down, trying to take as much time off the clock, and then giving it back to the Broncos saying, we don't think you can score on us with the backup quarterback in these conditions. And they were right. So the Patriots get the points there for adapting to the weather of the game faster than the Broncos did and having the advantage of being up 3 points when they didn't need to get the ball down the field and score. It would have been nice if they had scored to add on extra points, security, but it wasn't necessary. And they played to their strengths in that game, which was a backup quarterback in the conditions that they were in. It was poor visibility. It was slippery. It was a gritty old school football game. And those who want to complain about they really went into it became a field position battle. It was we're going to keep you out of position of we're going to try to keep you out of position of a field goal and protect and assume that you can't score. And shout out the guy on special teams who had just signed like 2 days ago who blocked that Will Lutz field goal, because maybe we're looking at a very different story this morning, but we're not.
Sara wouldn't be here.
So his name is Leonard Taylor.
Thank you, Josh.
Nice.
Random guy who signed 2 days ago who made a game-winning play. I think you should know that name, Tom.
Hey, don't I tell you, he signed 2 days ago. It just really is remarkable. The conditions were bad. Today. I don't know what Josh's problem is. We should be happy. We're in the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yes, I'm not upset about it, but I feel like you should know the name of a guy who made a game-winning play.
Well, we want to talk about a guy who made a game-winning play. Let's talk about Christian Gonzalez, that interception and one of the worst balls I've ever seen thrown in my entire life. Or we can talk about
from Jared Stidham. What do you expect?
He had a dot earlier in the game, though. One. He was low-key lighting him up in the first drive.
One.
My takeaway, yeah, you can give Gonzo all that credit for that interception, but my take, honestly, is that, yeah, you can give so much credit to Gonzo. I'm giving more slander to Sean Payton.
Not kicking the field goal early on.
Not kicking the field goal. Not making anything of the amount of possessions you had. I think Mike Vrabel coached 100 times better than Sean Payton in this game. And then to also, for your season to be on the line and you sling it out with a backup quarterback in the snow when nothing has worked, that's your game plan. Like you're putting all your chips in with that play. You would think at this point, with the risk that they took by not taking the field goal earlier in the game, they would go for a smarter play, but no, they decided to air it out with a backup quarterback in the middle of the snow, and everyone played horrible in the snow. Not one person played good in the snow. I will not name one single player that played good in the snow.
The Broncos punter was disgusting yesterday. That guy was gross.
Well.
But
our punter was shit.
But the fact that Sean Payton decided to just put all the chips in and have that be the finale.
I was fine with it.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm perfect.
I was
surprise.
With it. That's the thing. You're surprised. Why was that the call for Sean Payton? Like,
he's old.
No, Sean Payton's still a good coach. He definitely was outcoached by Mike Vrabel. The situational awareness from the Patriots yesterday on the field was spectacular. Drake May going down inbounds to make sure the clock still runs off, forcing Denver to call a timeout. Drake May at the end of the game calling his own shot. It's supposed to be a handoff to Stevenson, but he takes the play-action boot, and he takes it himself and just rolls out to the left and gets the first down to call game. Like, the situational awareness of the team yesterday was spot on in a game where that game highlights situational football, field position battle, just kind of knowing what you have to do in the long term to get the points and savor the victory without thinking short term. Let's get a touchdown this drive. Okay, let's keep them on the other half, their half of their field. Let's just take time off the clock. That third down play where it's 3rd and 11, they're backed up in their own 20-yard line, the Patriots are, and they just kind of sky one over to Kayshon Boutte on the end zone or on the sideline, with no real shot of being converted. Situational football right there. Just kind of living to play another down was the whole vibe I felt from the Patriots yesterday, and it worked out. It worked out exactly how it needed to work out, because they could still be on the field right now, and Jared Stidham would not have gotten that ball in the end zone if the conditions the way they were, if they're still playing. He could have had 100 tries. He was not getting that ball downfield in the end zone. So props to Mike.
He did once.
Well, in the conditions, he did not. He got it on the first drive when the conditions were still good. It was good visibility. It wasn't snowing. And then the second the snow turned, it became a whole different ball game. So again, shout out Mike Vrabel, shout out the coaching staff, Josh McDaniels, Zach Kerr, to adjust to the situation as fast as you possibly can.
You're being nice.
I am. I don't. What do I look at? Am I the negative guy on the show?
No, I am. Yeah, you kind of are.
You can be.
I feel like
you can be. You have your moments. No, you have your moments, especially if it's about someone you don't like.
I mean, yeah, if JJ McCarthy was out there, I'd be laughing at him, but Stidham did what he could.
Yeah,
here.
no. Stidham had a shit ton of pressure on him, and I honestly blacked out most of the game because I was so scared.
I don't even think like Stidham deserved all that pressure, to be honest, because
I agree.
I had this entire philosophy on I never understood where the hype from Jared Stidham came from. I think it solely came from people not wanting to see the Patriots go back to the Super Bowl again,
Yeah.
because people were hyping up Jarrett Stidham like he's this like secret weapon guru that the Broncos are now going to unleash, that are going to make the Patriots have an entire problem throughout this game, because, Jared Stidham was on the Patriots. He's played with Josh McDaniels. He's going to know exactly what they're doing. The man has not completed a pass since 2023 in the regular season. What evidence do you have to tell me that Jarrett Stidham is going to go off against the Patriots defense that made Justin Herbert and CJ Stroud look like JJ McCarthy out there?
Honestly think that the Broncos were rallying behind Stidham. And keep in mind, they were calling him Stiddy, the nickname that Tom Brady gave him. Putting that out there. But I think it was just kind of like their one last ditch effort to be like, they were kind of like gaslighting themselves.
You have to buy
They
in
were
at that point.
gaslighting. Yeah, like they were gaslighting themselves to the point that they're like, okay, we believe in him even though we really don't. This is going to be our guy. He's going to pull through for us. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to beat the Patriots. I think that was their mindset going into the game, and then that kind of just crumbled away.
But that's just looking at it from a Broncos perspective. I think
Yeah.
league-wise, and also a lot of people on the media were just taking Jared Stidham and the Broncos and hyping up Jared Stidham.
Yeah. I think
Where are you getting this from? Where is this analysis?
I think
they were making up gibberish the whole time, making
they
it seem
were kind of.
weapon.
I think they were kind of just being like, the Broncos defense is gonna get them there. I think the media was being like, all right, the Broncos defense is a strong defense. They aren't. I think they're number 1 in sacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I think they were heavily relying on the fact that Stidham can just hand the ball off and he'll get through the Patriots defense, which honestly, the Patriots defense has been slept on all season.
They have been otherworldly in the playoffs so far
Mhm.
against the Chargers, Texans, and Broncos.
Look at the Texans game. No one was talking about them.
Literally.
I think they're averaging 6.3 points allowed in the playoffs, which is just insane.
Yeah.
And it's
they allowed 1 touchdown, I think it was. That's what it said yesterday on the
maybe
screen,
going into the game they allowed 1 touchdown.
Oh, no, 2, because I remember they let Christian Kirk get 1 in the Texans, and then they let Cortland Sutton go in this one.
Yeah, so one going into the game.
No, it was before the Broncos game they were talking about it. So yes, it's 2 now. So it was 1 before.
Yeah,
it was before the game, yeah.
But yeah, they've been slept on. And honestly, they were kind of rightfully slept on, because during the regular season, in the first half of the season, Drake May was the one out there, like the offense was winning the games to the Patriots.
Yeah.
And it has completely flipped where Drake May has, and I love Drake May.
I do.
He's done something that no other quarterback in the NFL has done, where they've gone up against 3 top 5 defenses on their way to the Super Bowl and the playoffs. Yep. It's never been done before. Nobody's ever pulled that off. But he has looked very
iffy.
He's looked iffy, pedestrian at sometimes, where
in his head,
nervous. There are some plays where it's like, okay, May, he's holding onto the ball way too long, regardless.
Way too long.
Some of it is, he's played against 3 really good defensive lines. Will Anderson Jr. and the guy on the other side of him, whose name is escaping me right now. Like, that's one of the best defensive fronts in the NFL, if not the best. And then you have Nick Bonino last night, who was quieted down and put up a Tony Snell stat line of 0-0-0-0-0-0. And then you have Khalil Mack in the first game. And so, like, he's going up against tough defensive lines. But even when he was going up against, like, top guys like Myles Garrett and Max Crosby in the regular season, and TJ Watt in the regular season, he has held onto the ball too long. And he needs to start getting rid of the ball a little bit faster, especially in the Super Bowl. I don't want to do too much looking ahead and like predicting the matchup and stuff, because I think it's still so fresh, and I want to take the week to kind of break that down. And we'll be back here next week, so we have something to talk about next week. I think it's more big picture stuff. The offense needs to look better in the Super Bowl, and I think they will, because it won't be bad conditions, and it'll be a warm weather game in Santa Clara, which is typically where offenses will play better.
I think you have to give May some credit for this game, because when you look at When you look at the Texans game, what was the issue with the Texans game? The amount of turnovers that there was. May had a good stat line, threw for 3.
Just gonna say that.
But he also had what? How many picks?
He put the ball in the fumble. He fumbled the ball 4 times. 2 of them which were recovered by the offense.
And so coming out of that game, people were criticizing Drake May for the amount of turnovers. You look at this game, how many turnovers did Drake May have?
No, he didn't put the ball on the carpet at all either.
He didn't have a single one. So I give him credit enough that sure, he didn't have the the perfect game where you're throwing for 300 yards, 0 turnovers and multiple touchdowns. Sure, I'll give you that. But I think you have to give him credit to the fact that, coming into this game, people were saying, don't turn the ball over, don't blow it, don't choke it. Drake May did that. He at least did that. Sure, you didn't see like a Kayshon Boutte one-handed grab like we saw against the Texans, and nothing star-studded like that. It wasn't a fabulous game, but I think you have to give him credit to the fact that he did what people asked him to do coming into this game, and that he was able to give the Patriots a chance to win. When you're looking back, if you were to look back on this game, like looking back on it, it's not like May was carried by other people. I think it was a collective. I think it was a grouping of everyone, including defense, offense, Drake May, special teams. Especially Mike Vrabel, who I think was the MVP of this game, honestly, even though he's not a player. But I think you have to give May. I don't think you can say May had a bad game just with the stat line. I think you have to give him credit for the fact that he didn't turn the ball over and didn't make any really drastic, stupid mistakes that costed the game and gave the Broncos a real good chance to turn it around.
I'm going to be totally honest here. I think the 2 leading people for this game offensively was Drake May, Stevenson, and then Matt Collins had that one big catch.
He had a couple big catches. Stevenson also probably ran the ball like 45 times.
Exactly.
He ran the ball. He ran the ball.
He really did. He really did. So honestly, Drake May, he got that first down at the end to win the game. He got the one and only touchdown we got for the entire game, and then Borregales got the field goal. But offensively, it was not a strong offensive game. It was definitely more of a defensive game, and that's kind of what we've seen the last 3 games.
No, but I give them credit.
I do too.
I give them credit for not turning the ball over against. That's what I'm giving my credit to, is that Drake May didn't throw any turnovers, even though the pressure was applied by the defense. He didn't fumble it. Stevenson didn't fumble it. No bobbled passes or anything like that. So sure, if you want to say the pass game and the run game was not that great because the score was only 10-7 at the end of the day, go right ahead. But I think you have to look at this and give credit to where credit is due, to the fact that no one on this team turned the ball over.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, they didn't. The big thing going into the game was the Broncos with Jarrett Stidham. They can't beat you. If they're going to beat you, you have to do something wrong, and you have to beat yourselves in a sense. And the Patriots did exactly that. May didn't turn the ball over, like you said. Stevenson didn't fumble, and the defense, besides that one long extended drive where the Broncos scored at the opening drive, they didn't allow much from Jarrett Stidham. If anything, they slowed down the run game, even though the Broncos have a terrible run game because J.K. Dobbins, Josh's guy, he's out and injured, so R.J. Harvey was the back, and he didn't do well at all. So that's where the Patriots get the credit. They managed to do just enough to win the football game and not lose it. That was the big thing, is Broncos can't win this game, but you can lose this game for yourselves. And that's exactly where they deserve the credit, where they made just enough plays to win. And that's been the big thing about this team all season long. They haven't had that, besides the Panthers game where they blew the doors off, a lot of these games haven't been, okay, let's go out there and just mollywop these guys. Let's go out there and blow the doors off. They haven't been world beaters, but they've done just enough in the big moments to pull off the win. Drake May, at the end of the game, running for the first down to get the win. Gonzo getting the interception to get the win. Borregales hitting that field goal to give them the 3-point lead.
Yeah.
The defense in the red zone when the Broncos went for it on 4th down early on in the game, forcing the incompletion on that bubble screen, and then they read it again later in the game. Just being situationally aware enough and sound enough fundamentally to win these tough football games. Because this was a tough football game. It was a slow, gritty, old school game, like I've said time and time again. But it wasn't perfect, and there is a lot for this team to work on in the next 2 weeks if they want to be world champions against the Seahawks. Because the Seahawks are a damn good football team. And I know it's Sam Darnold, and he still has that New York Jets, I'm seeing ghosts like dust on him, but he's gotten most of it off because he's looked good in this playoff run. I don't think in both the games he scored 30 plus points on that team. He went up toe to toe Matt Stafford and beat him. So it is going to be a dogfight for the Patriots. They're heavy underdogs, I'm assuming already. I haven't done any gambling look at it, but I imagine they're underdogs.
I would like to say that Nesson just posted on their Instagram of ESPN making their picks for the Super Bowl between the two teams, and I think, who is this? 11, if I'm doing that? Yeah, 11 out of 11 reporters and analysts on ESPN all have the Seahawks winning. 11 yes. out of 11.
So
let's just remember how that worked for them when they picked the Texans.
So I'm looking at the matchup right now. ESPN has it 60-30, 60-40 in favor of Seahawks. The line opened at 3.5. It's now moved to 4.5 in favor of the Seahawks. So heavy underdogs is a stretch by me. They are underdogs though. 4.5 points in a game where there's no home field advantage is a decently sizable underdog, and especially in the Super Bowl. But there are definitely ways to beat this team. The New England Patriots of a franchise have given Sam Darnold a whirlwind of trouble, but we'll get into all that this week because I think there's still so much more to break down from this Broncos game. From an offensive side of the ball, that was the first game in a while where I've looked at it and gone, damn, it'd be nice to have a clear-cut, top-tier, number one wide receiver on this football team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, if we just had, especially when you go and watch that Seahawks-Rams game and you see what Jackson Smith and Jigba is able to do, it's like, damn, love it if the Patriots have a guy like that on their roster right now. It's the first time I've thought that in a very long time on this team.
Go ahead, Josh.
I just don't think I'm convinced that the Patriots right now don't need that guy.
Same.
I'm convinced with how much this wide receiver room has elevated with the help of May Vrabel and even Josh McDaniels. I'm convinced that you don't need, a JSN or a Justin Jefferson or an AJ Brown or, I don't want to disrespect him, but a prime Stephon Diggs. I think with what you have, I think with what you're working with is absolutely perfect. You have so much versatility on this team that you can go to anyone with how good Drake May is. You can pick and choose. Drake May can pick and choose which receiver he wants to have a great game with. And it's not like, he can only throw to this number one wide receiver on the team. He can pick and choose between Diggs, Booty, Douglas, even the tight ends, Hunter Henry, Kyle Williams, Mac frickin' Hollins. So I think with how well this team has grown over the entire season, with how much they've improved, Mike Vrabel has literally convinced me that even sure, we haven't had we don't have that clear-cut wide receiver one the entire season. We're damn well in the Super Bowl, though.
But I think at this point in the season, this is the time when you realize you need top-tier talent.
Sure, it would be. But why are you realizing that now, though? You're in the Super Bowl.
Because you're playing against. If they had let's just say they had a Justin Jefferson, and I know that's top 3 wide receiver in the league. You put him on one side of the field, then the defense has to decide. Okay, are we gonna face guard him 1-on-1? Let's just take the Broncos defense again, because when the weather wasn't good, when the weather was good, the Patriots offense still looked lackluster. When the weather was good, it was still visible. The ball wasn't slippery. They didn't look good. And again, against a top defense in the NFL, I understand that's going to happen. It's going to be a slow, drawn-out dogfight of a game. We all know that going into it. But if you have a guy like Justin Jefferson on that side of the field, then the defense has to react to you more than you are to the defense in a sense, where it's from a whole game plan philosophy, schematic perspective, where, okay, are we going to put Pat Surtain on Jefferson and have him face guard him, and then that leave Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry on guys like Riley Moss or defensive other linebackers having to cover these bigger tight ends? Or do they put 2 on? Do they kind of do the double where they put their second best guy and then a safety over the top to guard a guy, your number one wide receiver, and then leave Pat Surtain 1-on-1, and it opens up things more for that third guy? I think just having that number one wide receiver, and I know it's one game away from winning the Super Bowl, they might be able to do it without. I'm just thinking, damn, this would be a way to really just open up the offense against these top tier defenses.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing about the Patriots offense. You don't know what they're going to throw at you. Again, the amount of versatility. You have two great tight ends, Hooper and Henry, two great running backs, Henderson and Stevenson. You have a great a good wide receiver room with multiple guys you can go to. It's not like the defense is going to come out here. And personally, in my opinion, the Seahawks defense is the worst defense that the Patriots are going to go up against in the entire playoffs. I would take any other defense over the Seahawks defense, in my opinion. So I think with the amount of versatility that the Patriots can come in with this game, especially with probably the worst defense they'll have to go up against in this entire playoff run, yes, Tom, you're right. It would be nice to obviously have like that top tier wide receiver one on a team. Who wouldn't want that? But that isn't my concern coming into this game, that you don't have that guy. I think we will be fine coming into that game without a JSN.
So then what's your concern? Because what's your concern for this game? And I know I said I didn't want to get too much into looking ahead, but we'll eventually get off this and move back a little bit and look at the Broncos-Pats game. But what's your concern? Because my concern is the Patriots offensively are not going to be able to keep up with the Seahawks. They're going to have to score 25, 28 plus points, guaranteed minimum. The Seahawks have scored 31 plus points in these two playoff games. They've scored 41 against the Niners, and they scored 31 last night against the Rams. They're going to have to score points. I don't know if the Patriots have that offensive firepower to keep up with them right now, is honestly where I'm at.
I think we do.
My concern, I think we do as well. My concern is, can the defense withhold this great offense to the Patriots? Because yeah, you can look at the rest of the offenses that the Patriots played against. C.J. Stroud, who didn't have Nico Collins, Justin Herbert, who's never won a playoff game, and then a backup quarterback. So yeah, you can give the defense a little bit of leeway there on the offenses, but now you're coming into a game where the Seahawks has dropped what?
31
against the Rams, which, I mean, the Rams don't have a great defense either, so you can play that into play. But you look at the Seahawks defense, and they're one of the best you're looking at offenses. I mean, they're one of the best offenses in the league, and so yeah, I'm comfortable with the Patriots keeping up, scoring multiple scores throughout the game. I'm not saying every single drive and making it a 30-point plus game. But my concern is this game going to end up being like if we score 24 points, are the Seahawks going to score 31 again or 32? That's my concern. Can the defense be consistent and contain the Seahawks offense to, kind of the Patriot standard of offense? Where can we keep them around that 20-point range? That's my immediate concern hearing that the Seahawks and Patriots are going to be the opponents.
I honestly think that we do have a little bit of an advantage over them. Hear me out. Their number one receiver is JSN. That's well known throughout the league. Who else do they have?
Rashid Shaheed, Kenneth Walker. What's the other guy's name? Number 19. His name is escaping me. His last name it's like Alex. I don't want to say Alex something, but it's not that. His first initials A, last initials B.
Bobo?
Yes, that guy, Bobo.
You're talking about Barner, tight end.
I love that I knew that. Go Sara. I watched the game. I honestly think put Gonzo on JSN naturally.
I think, sorry to cut you off, I think that's a great matchup, by the way.
And then Cooper Kupp, too. Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp is washed.
36 and a touchdown last night.
Good for him.
I mean, when your go-to guy is JSN and he's getting 153 yards in the NFC Championship game,
okay, but look at the difference. Look at the difference between our AFC Championship and their NFC Championship. We had a whiteout conditions, slip around the field. There was really no passing game going on in that second half.
I mean, yeah, the Patriots haven't had a guy go for 153 all season, I think, though.
That doesn't matter. What matters is that we have a strong defense. I believe in this team. And I know for a fact that Gonzo can cover JSN. I'm not worried about the other little minions they have on the team, and our defense can hold off their offense. And all you really have to do is fucking believe in your team, and what's going to happen is going to happen. We're not there.
I love how you just said believe in your team, because if we look at this team, I'm going to go back to Mike Vrabel. If we go back to this team, Tom, it feels like a year ago when you and I were just in the MLN studio talking. who we drafting, baby. Draft this, draft that. I mean, obviously, the expectation coming into this season was 7, 8, 9 wins around that area. And Mike Vrabel coming into one year with some changes has completely changed the outcome of this team and made this team a Super Bowl contending team and has made me believe in this team so much. And so like I would call myself an idiot if I said I didn't believe the Patriots at this point, to the fact that they have completely blown away expectations. I fully believe that literally anything is possible right now.
And part of my superstitions I can't really talk about. Oh, I can't be like, oh, if you said to me, oh, the Patriots are playing the Jags this weekend, who you got? I can't be like, oh, Patriots. I can't, because that messes with my head. I fully believe that my team will win every game they play. No matter what, no matter who's hurt. Give me fucking Tommy DeVito. If he was playing for Drake May, I would still sit here and look at you guys and be like, we're gonna win. Because I believe in my team and I believe in the foundation that Mike Vrabel built for them. But that being said, I think something that is not really talked about is mental health. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, mental health, like, woo, get meds, whatever. It is a factor in the game. You get in your head, like gymnast, when you have that mental block, you can really hurt yourself because you're not going 100%. You're holding back that 5%, and that's when you get hurt. So I think what needs to happen in the Patriots locker room, I need Vrabel to keep doing what he's doing. I need Stephon Diggs to keep talking his shit. And I need Matt Collins to keep being barefoot in his bottles.
Warrior.
I love him. But at the end of the day, they just need to get their heads on right and believe in themselves and get out there. And I'm sorry, I know this isn't the mantra this year, but do your fucking job.
They're going to use the power of friendship.
The offense does need to figure it out, though, absolutely, because they can't score.
And they will.
They can't score less than 20 points and win this game, in my mind. Bare minimum.
You never know. It could be another Rams-Patriots Super Bowl where there's no touchdown scored until the fourth quarter of the game. I mean, I don't really remember. I didn't have that much knowledge about football. Like, I knew things, but I didn't have like that much knowledge about like screenplays and like man coverage, zone coverage, like stuff like that. And like I do now. So if I sat down and rewatched that Super Bowl, actually, ironically enough, this is totally off topic. I was bored the other night and I just went onto YouTube and I searched up. I was with Xander. He was so mad at me. He did not want to do this. And I was like, I'm freaking out. I need to calm myself. I put on the Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl highlights and I watched it. And it just calmed me down. And then, funny enough, the next day we found out who we're playing in the Super Bowl. But I think this team has the mindset, they have the foundation, they have literally all we need to do what we're here to do.
So I love it because you're just, unbelievably positive and belief in the team and just unwavering faith, which is awesome.
Oh.
But I do think there are things they need to work on, absolutely. They're not a perfect football team whatsoever.
Yeah, no one is.
No, but there are, if they want to win the
Except
game.
Trevor Lawrence.
Well, he's sitting in Cancun right now, so he's doing a great job doing that.
You know what? There's something I want to talk about after this, so just remind me.
All right. Offense needs to figure it out. More importantly, I think Drake May needs, I said it earlier, Drake May needs to get rid of the ball faster. Absolutely. I think the run game needs to also be more effective. Like, Stevenson carried the ball 25 times in that game. I think they need...
That was the only option.
If Stevenson could just bounce a run outside for once in his life, I understand the concept, and I am not a football player.
That was pissing me off yesterday.
I understand the concept of following your lead blockers. I get it. But sometimes, buddy, the blocks aren't there and they aren't performing. Just bounce it around a little bit. Just bounce it outside. And I know you're not like fast, you're a power back, but let's just bounce it outside a little bit. It would be awesome if you could do that. Just bounce it outside. I'm not saying we're going to go back to Josh McDaniels 4th and 2, runs to the outside. I'm not saying that's where we need to go. 4th and 2 is when you go inside. Like 1st and 10, a boundary run would be great. It would make me so happy if we could just get a little, halfback pitch and just run it to the left side of the field. It would be great if Stevenson could bounce the ball outside for once in his life. I think Hunter Henry has been very quiet in these playoffs as well. I think the tight end attack would be.
I haven't even seen Hooper.
It's Henry have been quiet. It would be cool if we could figure out a way to get them involved, because I think attacking with your tight ends is such a good way to like just up the seam route right there. Slot them in the zone is a great way to gain yards.
One thing that I do love about our team is that we don't have a wide receiver one. And I know you guys kind of went back and forth. I stayed out of it, but I do love that about us, because we're unpredictable in that way. And honestly, our wide receiver room, they're reliable.
Everyone is involved.
Every single person is involved. And that's literally the definition of teamwork.
Yeah, and any given Sunday, one of them can pop off, but
exactly.
And it makes it difficult to game plan for, because it's like, okay, whoever you shut off Stephon Diggs, Kayshon Boutte can pop off for a big game.
Exactly.
Which is nice.
And then if you have our receivers covered, where's Hunter Henry or Hooper? Dude,
close
fucking
enough.
Stranger Things is messing with me, because I binge watched the whole thing with Xander.
Never watched it.
And so Hopper's one of the main characters.
Is it the guy with the lisp?
No.
Who has a lisp?
No one has a lisp.
Fios guy, the kid that does the Fios commercials with the lisp.
Who the fuck are you talking
about?
The
curly-headed one.
The cop.
I don't know. The Verizon Fios kid.
No, he's thinking of Dustin.
I love Dustin. Do not be rude about Dustin. He's actually one of my favorite characters.
Hopper is
him as the Verizon Fios guy with the lisp.
He's a whole grown-ass man.
Hopper's a full grown-ass man.
I didn't watch the show.
You should. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked it.
I
was kind of in it for Steve Harrington.
I don't know who that is.
And Eddie. Yeah, you wouldn't.
Either way. But let's jump back to a conversation I want to have, because it's been bouncing around anywhere on social media when you talk about the Patriots. Any news outlet you want to talk about the Patriots, I want to dive into it a bit, because I feel like we've done all we can. Not all we can, but I think we've covered Patriots-Broncos game a little bit. I think we've covered, what worries us going into the Super Bowl. And the great thing is, I think Josh and I hit it the same thing we're worried about, but from just opposite sides of the football field. He's worried that the defense won't be able to contain the Seahawks, and I'm worried the offense won't be able to hang with the Seahawks, which is, I think, a really cool, yin and yang way to look at the Super Bowl matchup in that sense.
Miss Positivity.
Sarah's just kind of blowing over there with belief and faith and spirituality, if you want to say that. She's going to get her crystals and her rocks out.
Oh, that is not me. I am not a crystal person.
Next week, Sarah's gonna have extremely aggressive bangs, like three different color hair. She's gonna have 18,000 different piercings, and she's gonna have like her crystal rocks, and she's gonna be like all earthy, crunchy.
No,
hippie with a peace sign necklace around her on too.
Have you met me?
She's gonna go whole like hippie voodoo, hippie voodoo crystal rocks.
No, that is not me, and that never will be me.
Patriots are gonna win the Super Bowl. It's gonna be Sarah next week.
I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna get like a fucking voodoo doll, and it's gonna be fucking Patrick Mahomes, and I'm gonna just be stabbing a needle into his playoffs.
The big bad man can't hurt you anymore, Sarah. He's not in the playoffs anymore. He can't hurt you anymore.
I can just ruin his next season. That's all.
He's already torn his ACL. Tore his ACL.
Do it again.
All right.
No,
keep it going.
Tom wants defense. No, Tom wants offense. I want defense. And Sarah's like,
well,
I want the power. Sharing is caring. I want the power of friendship, everyone.
I want everyone to go
have a preschool teacher.
I want everyone to go have a good time and play really hard and have orange slices.
Just wait until the Super Bowl is over. You'll get the real Sarah back, okay? She's just thinking karma. I need all the good karma I can get right now. Okay.
You would 100% be the mom, like after like soccer, like a soccer game or a football game. You would 100% be the mom who has the gushers and orange slices on standby after the game for all the play.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, little Timmy. You lost by 45 points, but you tried real hard and you have great friends.
Oh, no. You lose, you don't get jack shit.
You're oversized.
You go back to practice.
Here's your oversized orange slice and some gushers and a Capri Sun.
Yes. Mini Gatorades.
Participation award. Anyways,
there will not be any participation awards in my house. You either get first place or you're second place. That's the first place to lose. There's the ass.
So
there's the door. Walk out of it.
So does that mean Trevor's a failure?
No. Trevor will always be the best in my eyes. I'm saying for my kids. Trevor's not my child.
Good to know Sarah will never support her children unless they win.
Oh, and if they go to Alabama, they're disowned.
Sarah's gonna be like that mom at National Signing Day, wearing all of like the whatever gear that the mom was wearing, and the kid picks. He has like it's between like the Gators, Georgia, and like Bama, and the mom's wearing like Bama and a Gator hat, and he puts on the Georgia hat, and she just gets up and walks away. That's gonna be Sarah.
Oh yeah, 100%. If he picks Bama. If like I'm not gonna be like, oh, my kids have to go to Clemson. They have to do this. Like I just don't go to Bama.
I think
It's
that's
the
a
one
really,
school you're not allowed to go to. That's it.
I think that's a good question. Would you root for your like favorite team's rival if your child played for that team? Like Tom, would you become a Yankees? Would you root for the Yankees if you had a kid who
No.
played?
It's so funny. It's so interesting because the guy who pitched the game third of the wild card, Cam Schlittler, he's from the Boston
Schlittler?
area. His whole family like is Boston bred and Red Sox fans. But now their son pitches for the Yankees. It's so
Like,
interesting.
So
What do you do in that situation?
I think you like root.
you
I'd
just
probably root for my
support your
kid when he's out
child.
there, and then but like
Yeah,
deep
you
down, like
support
damn,
your child.
you gotta get out of here.
And
Get
then you
get
talk
the
to
rookie
his
deal.
no, you talk to his agent and try to get him out and at the Patriots.
Well, it's tough because he's like the guy was like it was like he was it was like his first year in the pros, so he obviously doesn't have the leverage to get out of
Yeah,
there.
you can't just when you get drafted, like that's obviously a dream come true and you don't really have a say in where you go. Unless you're like the number one draft. Or well, no, if you're the number one pick, you suck, so sorry. Like you don't like your life's gonna suck because you're gonna go to the worst team.
I mean,
But
there's historical precedent of people kind of wiggling their
yeah,
way out of
but
it.
yeah, yeah.
No, Shador just
Speaking of
fell.
Shador,
Eli Manning wiggled his way out of it going to San Diego.
yeah, I would root for my child. Just like honestly, it's the same. Like I'm not a Jags fan. I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan.
We got that on the books. But let's get back to the Patriots going to the Super Bowl. They beat the Broncos 10-7 and the AFC
So
Championship.
excited.
Are they lucky? Because that's the big comment is, the Patriots, they got to walk through, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, Jared Stidham on their way to a Super Bowl. They have one of the easiest paths to the Super Bowl. And I think if you look at it from an offensive perspective, they like the offensive they've gone up against. Yeah, it's been easy, but you look at the defenses they've gone up against. It has been
No.
it's been a gauntlet the way they look at it.
Yeah.
So the great thing about football is there's two sides of the ball. There's 53 men on the roster. It's 11v11 on the field. It really is. They're playing the ultimate team game at this point, and which is what football is. So are the Patriots lucky? I will preface this by saying they're not lucky, but they have caught a lot of breaks is the way I would form it. Like at the end of the day, you have to go out there and win the football game.
I think they're not lucky. They're smart. They played smart, and that's why we won. But also, look at the Rams. Their first round was against the fucking Carolina Panthers, who
Don't sleep
how'd
on the
they get there?
Panthers. They won.
Well, you know what? They played fucking great, and I will give them that. I said that too. Their second game was the Bears, and
Bears the
Bears played great too. So were we. Then they just got fucking smashed in the NFC Championship. So the real question is, did the Rams get lucky and then unlucky because they had to play a real team? If we're counting the Panthers and the Bears as a team that was not good in the regular season,
I don't think anyone would count the Bears as a. I think you're underrating. I think you're underrating the Bears.
But people are underrating the Patriots.
Yeah, but
so this is what
they're underrating they overrate the opponents going into the game, and then they underrate them once they beat them.
I agree.
Ooh.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though, is that you could argue the Rams had an easy playoff schedule, too. Two teams that hadn't been in the playoffs in how many years? And then their final game is against the Seahawks, who also haven't been in the playoffs in how many, or in the Super Bowl in how many years? Like, you could argue that the Rams had an easier schedule playoff-wise than the New England Patriots. We played two of the best defenses in the league and beat both of them.
Well, I think I'd rather go against the I feel like I'd rather go against the Chargers than Oh well, no, they went against the Panthers. I'd rather go against the Panthers. I'd rather take the Texans than the Bears.
Me too, but I'm just saying, like,
CJ Stroud though.
That's
Caleb Williams' fourth quarter magic is just something you don't want to play with. Like I am terrified of fourth quarter magic players.
My point is being
over the I take the Texans over the Bears, and I would also take the Seahawks over the Broncos. Or no, I'm sorry. I take the Broncos over the
The
Seahawks.
Broncos without Bo Nix, yes. With Bo Nix, it might be a different discussion.
So did the Patriots get lucky with the Bo Nix injury? Yes, 100%. That was a freak accident of him partying in the locker room, and he just jumped a little too hard, I guess.
That's not confirmed. It's a rumor.
I'm joking. It's a
It's a
joke.
rumor.
It's a joke. It's a
Josh,
joke.
this would be a great time to remind everyone: Sarah's opinions are Sarah's opinions only. They do not reflect on Tom or Josh whatsoever.
You gotta do it professionally. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, the things that Sara definitely says during the show do not condone either other host, Tom Crucifuli or Joshua Bracken during this. Her thoughts are her own opinions. Anything she says do not also come out of the mouths of the other two hosts. They all have their own opinions and speak for themselves. Do not take anything seriously that Sara Duffley says unless it's something about Trevor Lawrence. Thank you.
It sounded like one of those guys, like the warning before you get on a roller coaster right there, or like when you go and play laser tag, the directions they give you. So it sounded like right there.
Please keep all your arms inside the cart at all times. Failure to do so will result in your arms getting detached during the ride. Please also, wow, no, I don't know.
Be cool if we get Morgan Freeman to do this for us. Be cool if Morgan Freeman could do that for us.
I love Morgan Freeman. Also, I was on a roll, so like I'm kind of mad that you cut me off because I forgot what I was saying. But basically, my point is that you could argue that the Rams had an easy schedule, just like the Patriots did in the playoffs. That's my point.
I think
it could go both ways. So I'm just sick of people saying, oh, the Patriots got lucky. The Patriots had an easy schedule. You're just fucking mad that we're back. So you know what? Sit down, kiss my ass. The Patriots are back. We're in the Super Bowl. Fucking cry about it. And you know what? If we lose on February 8th, I'll fucking cry too. How about that? Does that make you happy? Doesn't make me happy.
This is one of my bigger points is obviously my first point being it's just very vague. What the hell do you want the Patriots to do? Lose the games? No. What do you expect them to do? They're going to go out there and win.
Literally.
But my other point being is that I feel like people look at sports games, especially the casuals. They look at them and I'm talking about a lot of people in the media who are very casual, in my opinion. I'm not going to name names.
The things that Josh Bracken says does not affiliate with the podcast. Sorry.
But a lot of people tend to just take the games as if it's offense versus offense. People look at it and be like, "Oh, Drake May beat Jared Stidham." Drake May and Jared Stidham are never on the field together. Remember that.
Exactly.
It's Drake May versus the Denver defense. It is Jared Stidham versus the Patriots defense. So you also have to take into play. I'm a very big defensive guy. People overlook defense.
I agree.
Defense is literally the fucking second half of the game, people.
Josh never overlooks the D.
No,
Josh
never do. And you damn well know I don't. And I fucking love booty.
Josh loves just hard hitting D.
No, and so
just shut down, lockdown D. Josh loves it.
If you are Mrs. Crucifili, please block your ears from this segment of the podcast.
I'm talking about defense. I'm just shorting defense to D. That's all I'm doing.
But I feel like a lot of people fail to see that. And if you look at the defenses the Patriots have played, they are great defenses. That was one of my arguments in the entire regular season. And then another quick point I want to make is that, with the media, this goes to the casuals again. You know how stupid a lot of the people in the media sound when they pick the other team to win against the Patriots. But when the Patriots win, they're like, "Oh, that team sucked, actually. We knew that the whole time." Do you know how stupid you sound when you say that?
Yeah.
You say, "Oh, we're going to pick the Texans and the Broncos because those teams we think are better than the Patriots."
Statistically, on paper, they're better than the Patriots.
But when the Patriots win, you then say, "Oh, well, the Texans and the Broncos actually sucked, and we knew that, and so they just won because of an easy schedule." You know how stupid you sound when you say that, and you call yourself an analyst? What kind of analyzing are you doing with that?
I love that we're all crashing out today. This is awesome. Also, I just want to make the point. Here's a little secret, analysts. I use it. It's called the Sara method. When you are told to pick between two teams that are both shit, you just say, "I don't care." I did it. It worked for me. And like, go trust your gut. And if you don't know jack shit about football, be honest about it.
And
I
that
don't know everything about football, and I'm honest about it. I ask them questions all the time. If I know something, I'm going to speak on it. If I don't, I'll ask a question or not say anything.
but what a lot of people do is that they don't own up to, you know, what they previously said versus what they say after the game ends. So everyone,
That's
again,
why I should be an analyst, because I take credit for everything that comes out of my mouth.
people will take the Texans to win the game, but then after the game ends, they say that the Texans suck. Instead of no one will own up and be like, oh, I was wrong about the Patriots. I was completely wrong about the Texans. I thought the Texans were a better team. Turns out the Texans actually do really suck, and I was an idiot before the game. No one ever says that.
What got me was someone was saying that CJ Stroud was a stronger quarterback than Drake May. That's what got me.
No, that's just a terrible take. That's just
I was like, are we watching? Like, what are we watching? Because this isn't correlating.
If you want to, we're all talking about that ESPN graphic where all 5 hosts from the show. I think it's like
Yes.
NFL on ESPN or whatever the hell the show is called, where they all pick the Texans and then they're all backtracking on Monday morning when the Patriots win.
Well,
like
no,
you can do a little bit of backtracking. It's like, okay, we didn't think CJ Stroud was going to play like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league
normally.
But have you ever thought maybe
he normally does?
I would disagree. He's not one of the worst. I would disagree and push back and say he's not one of the worst QBs in the league.
I'm gonna be so honest.
When Justin Fields is on the
Texans.
I mean, fair, but I would push back and say, okay, Justin Fields was playing football this year. CJ Stroud's better than Justin Fields. Who else sucks? Geno Smith was playing football this year. Jacoby Brissett was playing football this year.
I think Geno Smith beat us
in week 1. Like that doesn't even count.
That's true. That's true.
I would push back in that, but like if you want to say, okay, we didn't think CJ Stroud was going to play this bad, and that's why we have the Texans winning. Have you ever thought that the Patriots defense just put him in a pretzel? Like, Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. The Patriots defense put him in a pretzel because the Patriots defense is very, very good, as we're learning out right now. And that's not something to hold against the Patriots as a football team when your defense is playing well. Like, if you want to hold it against Drake May and say, oh, he scored 10 points on the game on Sunday, the defense put out for him. Okay, it's a team game. The defense is doing their job. Drake May scored enough points to win the game. And yeah, I'm not saying Drake May went out there and looked like the greatest football player on God's green earth. He was pretty average yesterday. And honestly, average is being nice. He was pedestrian yesterday. He did most of the good work yesterday Drake May did was with his own legs. But he's a mobile quarterback, and he's a big son of a bitch, and that helps him out because he can take the ball, tuck it, and run like he did for the touchdown, like he did for the final play of the game to win them the game. So, like, in that aspect, Drake May was phenomenal with his legs. Throwing the ball in those conditions, and even before the conditions, was tough, but he's playing the number 1 defense in the NFL. So we can keep batting this all around over and over. But at the end of the day, there are 3 sides to football games. There's offense, defense, and special teams. Was the offense great yesterday? No. Was the offense good? No. But was the defense great? Yes. Was the defense great against the Texans? Yes. Was the offense good against the Texans? They struggled. They put the ball on the carpet too much, but they were good. Was the offense good against the Chargers? They were average, but the defense was phenomenal. So they're just when the defense needs to show up and show out, they have. When Drake May has had to show up and show out, he has. So I think in that aspect, are the Patriots lucky, which is the whole basis of what this this debate's coming from?
No, we're not lucky. We're
lucky
smart.
to be here? No, because at the end of the day, you're in the Super Bowl. You're a good football team. Did they have an easy path to get there? I'm not going to say they didn't have one of the easier paths to get there.
Yes and no.
But they can only play who's in front of them. And that's the same thing with the strength of schedule argument we did in the regular season. You can only play who's on the schedule.
Exactly. The Patriots head coach, fucking I know his name. Why didn't I say that? The Patriots Foundation, so Robert Kraft, Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, all of those people don't sit down at the beginning of the season and say, okay, let's make our schedule and let's pick the easiest teams that we think we could find. No, that's not how it works. We get handed what we get handed. We play who we are told to play. They say Sunday, 1:00, you're playing the Bills. Be there. And I go, okay, I don't want to.
They were 4-13 the last 2 seasons. You get easy schedules when you suck the year before. That's how it works.
True.
The Patriots have a gauntlet of a schedule next year.
It's okay. We'll be back in the Super Bowl next year, too. I can feel it.
It's going to be a bad look if the Patriots lose at the Super Bowl and then they go back next year and are not a 500 team. The strength of schedules are going to come out of the woods like the freaking zombies in The Walking Dead.
It's because they don't like us.
No,
they never liked us.
And then never is a stretch. In the early 2000s, you could say they're likable because the Patriots had been a historically bad franchise. It's the fact that it's where this all stems from. Is the fact that the Patriots had a 20-year unheard of dynasty where they had Brady, Belichick, and they caught breaks along the way that helped them. That I don't want to say help them win, but you catch breaks along the way when you win football games. Every team that has ever won a Super Bowl has caught breaks along the way.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes. Like, people catch, it's called the way the ball bounces, okay? Sometimes the ball bounces in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. And the Patriots' 20-year dynasty, did things bounce the way of the Patriots? Yes. Did things bounce against them? Yes. That's called sports. It's that untangible thing you can't predict in sports, which is why people love it. There's like there's a factor going into it where, like, yeah, X guy is better than B guy, but you don't know, like, this untangible thing that's going to happen in this game where maybe A guy decides he wants to shit down his leg. Do we have breaking news?
Not really. Just some interesting news.
All right.
Adam Schefter. How do you say that?
Schefter.
Schefter. Shedeur Saunders to replace Drake May in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that is literally somebody has to show up and nobody else wants to show up. Like, whoop-de-doo. The Pro Bowl's a goddamn joke.
Why not Trevor?
Is he not already in it?
No.
Then he doesn't want to show up.
Okay, that's fair.
You can skip the Pro Bowl.
We'll see. The Pro Bowl has been a joke.
It's like showing up the actual game.
I've never watched the Pro Bowl,
No, the
honestly.
Pro Bowl is a
It's
joke.
quite boring.
But getting back to
You know what they should do? Instead of the Pro Bowl, they should have the old bowl and have all the old players come in and play flag football.
Until they start tearing ACLs out there.
They're retired. They're rich. Who cares?
NFL does not want to pay for that health insurance. I'll tell you that much.
Legs.
I'm talking
what the hell was I talking about before that?
The strength of schedule.
I was kind of bored.
Was I talking about the strength of schedule?
Yes. Kind of sort
I
of.
don't know where I was. I don't even know where I was on the strength of schedule.
Can we talk about something else?
Where the ball bounces. That's how
the way,
sports go.
The way the ball bounces, and like that's why people. Oh,
I'll be right back.
Like why people are pissed at the Patriots, and it's just because they had this unprecedented success, and now 7 years later, they're already back in the Super Bowl with a young, MVP candidate quarterback, a first-year head coach who half the league passed on 2 years ago and last year. I mean, he wasn't even an assistant. He was, what the hell's the word I'm looking for here, Josh? With the Cleveland Browns. He wasn't an assistant. He wasn't a coordinator. He wasn't a coach. He was like a freelance contractor. What the hell is the word I'm looking for here, Josh? What the hell was Mike Vrabel with the Browns? Any help here at all, Josh?
OC?
No, he wasn't a coordinator. He wasn't a coach. He was like a guy they were just kind of bringing. No, he was just kind of bring in and ask questions. Consultant with the Browns. Thank you, Josh. Just sitting there watching me struggle for 5 minutes straight, trying to think of that. So like they have rebuilt.
It was kind of funny.
Aren't you on the phone?
Yes.
Are you in the bathroom?
I'm on the phone.
Take care of your phone call. It's just like the way they've had this unprecedented success where everybody hated Brady and Bill by the end of it. Everybody hated Brady and Bill. And there's one last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here when it comes to Bill Belichick and his legacy. And now they're already back 7 years later. It's just like the Patriots didn't suffer enough is what people are mad about. They didn't suffer like the Cowboys have for 30 plus years after they went on a dynastic run.
Tom, you know my famous saying for that is?
I don't know, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Sucks to suck.
I mean,
I love that saying. That's a great saying. We should bring that back.
I say it very often.
So
I do too. I don't say it as much.
To sum it up, are the Patriots lucky?
No.
Do they deserve to? Let me rephrase. Do the Patriots deserve to be here? Yes.
Yes.
They caught in breaks along the way. Yes. Is that indicative of the way this? Is that indicative of what this team really is? No. And on Super Bowl Sunday, they'll have a chance to show the world that they are exactly who we think they are on this podcast.
And you know what? I love the Patriots hate. I do. I love it. And I honestly think the fans thrive off of it, and so do the players.
Sarah's like the bad guy from Rise of the Guardians, where like when people stop believing in like the good of the world, he becomes stronger. Like that's Sarah with the Patriots hate.
I really am. I love getting into it with people. when they're not Patriots fans, and they look at me, they're like, "You're a girl, what do you know about football?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a Patriots fan, so if you really want to get into it, let's go." My sister actually got into a fight with, not a fight, but like an argument with this. He was a Panthers fan, so we cut him some
There was a
slack.
fight outside Mile High Stadium between a Broncos and a Pats fan. I don't know if you saw
Oh
the
my god,
video.
this
And the
was so.
Pats fan knocked the dude out, lights cold, put him to sleep like a pillowcase. It was hilarious.
Ugh, I love the Patriots fans. And like that's the argument going around the NFL right now. Who is the best fan base? And people are like, "Oh, the Seattle, the 12." They're just loud.
Seahawks fans are very
They're a
loud.
great they are a loud fan base, but they rally behind their team. I honestly don't think there's a fan base that isn't loyal to to the core for their team, but there are some fan bases that, they're not very kind. Like, I don't know, the Eagles. They suck.
Yeah, Eagles fans are greasy, sweaty, disgusting fans. There
And
is
I think I'm just biased because I went to the Eagles Patriots Super Bowl and I had to deal with them firsthand. And then a few of my friends are Eagles fans, so like that's more just like a friend shooting the shit, kind of talking shit to each other. But like there are some fan bases out there that take it a step too far, but I don't think the Patriots are one of them.
probably a good chance the Patriots are, but we are Patriots fans. We're massholes, so that just is who we are in our DNA. There is one last thing I want to discuss before we get out of here, and it comes up with the conversation of legacies. Tom Brady, we talked about, the Patriots' 20-year dynastic run, where Tom Brady, he leaves, and then the first year he leaves, he goes to Tampa Bay and he wins the Super Bowl and wins number 7 without Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft now, 7 years removed, has a new head coach, a new quarterback, and is back in the Super Bowl with a chance to win his first Super Bowl without Brady and Bill. Bill
I'm here
Belichick
for it.
at UNC, laughing stock of college football, laughing stock of the media with his girlfriend Jordan getting a 24-year-old. She might be 25 now. I don't know what her birthday is.
She's my age.
How much does a Super Bowl win affect Bill Belichick's legacy, do you think?
I don't think it'll affect it very much.
Yeah,
He's not affiliated with the team anymore.
But when you look at it, Sarah, Tom Brady's won. Robert Kraft could win without Brady and Bill, without the whole cluster there. Bill Belichick probably never gonna. Bill Belichick will never win another Super Bowl.
You don't know that.
I think
if he doesn't get hired this cycle, he's never getting hired.
Josh talk.
I think you're overthinking it just because this is a new era for Patriots, new quarterback, new coaching staff, new GM, new everything. I think like I think you're overlooking it a bit much. I think Brady winning one in Tampa taints Belichick's legacy more than this one would. Like, yeah, you can look back and be like, oh, Belichick once Brady left, Belichick couldn't do anything. True. And then Brady went on to win one. I don't think this one will taint it too much, just for the fact that it's a whole new era, practically a new roster, new coaching staff. I just don't see a world where, sure, you may see Belichick's name shoehorned into this whole conversation because it's Belichick, and that'll just get heads stirring. But if you're actually looking at this from a far perspective, I don't see a.
What are you doing?
Like, what does Belichick have to do with any of this?
Nothing. He has no affiliation to the Patriots anymore. There are no ties to him there anymore. So if anything, maybe the Kraft family would just kind of rub it in his face a little bit, which would be kind of rude. But at the end of the day, Belichick is still one of my favorite NFL coaches. Like I was ride or die for him. And you know what? Brady leaving and going to Tampa, that was him proving that he can do it on his own, and it wasn't Belichick that made him who he was. Belichick, had a foot in it because I was his head coach for 20 years. But at the end of the day, Brady just wanted to show everyone, and I think mostly himself, that he is who people say he is. He is the GOAT.
I guess what you could throw in the argument as well, now that I've kind of had a minute to think about this, is that my biggest concern with Belichick is that Belichick was not only the coach, he was also the GM. That was my big issue with him. And now that he has vacated that role, it allows for new opinions, new thoughts, new strategies during the offseason. And so you can kind of look at this and be like, oh, Belichick, we got rid of you, and finally we had a great draft. We finally draft past the first round. We had great free agency signings. So I think that, and then if you win, obviously, you can kind of hang that above his head, saying that he wasn't a good GM. And in my opinion, he was never a good GM. Coaching-wise, though, I don't see a world where he's really too affected by this, or his legacy is affected by this.
I mean, at the end of the day, Belichick was great at his job when he was in the high of it. But everything good must come to an end.
Yeah,
and
I love Bill Belichick. Like, don't get it twisted,
I
but I
do
just
too.
think it's really hard to look at all the way the whole dynasty ended with Brady leaving, and then Bill's been gone for 2 years, and the Patriots.
It was like a toxic breakup.
When Bill left, the Patriots were a 4-13 team. 2 years later, they are back in the Super Bowl with a new head coach, a new quarterback, and just a whole new regime there. So I think it's really tough to look at the dynasty in a whole. And when you give credit to the dynasty, Brady has already, if you're going to break it up between Brady, Bill, and Kraft, 100% credit to the dynasty. Brady, obviously, at one point in time, there's probably an argument where it's 50-50 Brady, Bill, or maybe 45-45, and then the rest goes to Bob Kraft, the other 10%, because he held it all together. Brady leaves, wins the Super Bowl, and Bill's career plummets to the end. Brady immediately shoots up to 75% of the point of the purpose of the dynasty, and Bill is at 20, and Bob Kraft's at 5. I think Bill honestly takes a huge hit in his legacy if he doesn't, because I feel like now it makes it seem like, oh, he was surrounded by the greatest quarterback of all time, the greatest owner of all time, and he just kind of lucked into the situation where he could do what he wanted for 20 plus years and could rely on the fact that Robert Kraft would front the bill and that Tom Brady would carry a bunch of scrubs on the offensive side of the football to a world championship where he could just build a good defense. And I love Bill, but I think it takes a huge shot to his legacy if 2 years after he leaves, the Patriots win a Super Bowl. Because then you look at the whole breakup and the way things broke up between Brady, Bill, and Kraft. Brady won, Kraft won. Bill will always forever be a guy who was never able to win without being in that cluster of greatness. I don't want to say it destroys his legacy. He's still the greatest head coach of all time. He takes a huge hit, though.
I think you give more credit to Vrabel than slander to Belichick because you had Gerard Mayo in the mix as well. You had that 1 year of Gerard Mayo where Gerard Mayo had a very similar roster to what Mike Vrabel's kind of working with, aside from a couple players.
Vrabel cut a lot of those guys. He cut a lot of those guys, and he brought in a lot of.
And a lot of it has to do with Gerard Mayo not having a good voice during the offseason. Remember my whole tangent when we were at MLN with how bad Elliott Wolf is. Now that Mike Vrabel steps into the mix, great draft. Good.
Well, I think Vrabel has a lot more say than what Gerard Mayo said.
Yeah.
Exactly, that was my issue. Gerard Mayo didn't do anything either, so I think I'm giving more credit. I think I'm giving more credit to Mike Vrabel more than I am just going to sit there and slander Belichick for not getting it done. I just think that Vrabel.
I'm not taking anything away from what Vrabel has done because Vrabel turned the boat around. But I think if you look at it from the whole, Bill's legacy takes a hit if the Patriots win a Super Bowl on and 2 Sundays on February 8th.
To put it into simple terms for people to understand who don't watch sports, think of it, I'm sure a lot of people have seen Tell Me Lies, so this is how I think about it. It's like, just shush, let me roll. It's like Lucy and Steven just broke up, and she's throwing it in Steven's face by hanging out with Bree because he has a secret over Bree. So Bree in this situation is Tom Brady. Steven, Bill Belichick. Lucy, the Crafts, the Patriots, who they are now. They had a great relationship. They loved each other. It was very toxic at the end. They split. Brady has something on Bree. So Steven has something on Bree. And he's mad that, sorry. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
I mean, I get what it's like if, you're dating somebody, they break up, and then you're dating somebody, they dump you, and then you go and start dating a supermodel. Or
no.
You start dating somebody. Yeah, that's what you're getting at here.
No, the backstory is that Lucy and Steven broke up because
you bring up a show that neither Josh and I have watched.
Yeah, it's complicated, but the girls and guys that watch Tell Me Lies, they'll get what I'm trying to say.
Girl show is complicated. Let's not get twisted now.
It is a very complicated show.
They're all complicated. Name me one female-orientated relationship show that isn't about a complicated relationship.
Exactly.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm trying to find out if I have a snow day tomorrow.
No, it looks bad for Bill if when everybody who's left the cluster, Brady leaves the cluster, he has success. Bill leaves the cluster, and then Kraft has success, and Bill has not had success. And Bill honestly has had the opposite of success. Some would argue he has a really bad year at North Carolina. He has more really bad media stories, just embarrassing stories with his girlfriend. Like they're just bad looks for Bill.
Here's my advice for you: drop the 24-year-old, get your shit together, come back to the NFL.
Start dating 25-year-old Sara. That's her advice.
No, God no, please no. Honestly, Vrabel is a little more my speed, but he's married and I have a boyfriend, so.
My mom would say the same thing. My mom is going to kill me.
Vrabel's a good-looking guy.
You know what? Your mom is right, Josh. Okay,
Vrabel's a scary son bitch, though. Vrabel scares the crap out of me.
I love him. I want to meet him.
He's scary.
Why? Because
I want to meet him.
An eighth of his size.
Yeah.
I just feel like
Josh is going to be like,
he's an intimidating guy. He is.
But you know what? You know what I'm really good at? Whenever I see a football player, I always go, player. And I run over. I'm like, big fan. Nice to meet you. Can I have a picture?
People love to be greased up like that, though. Where they're like, I'm a huge fan of you. People love that ego boost.
Also, like, I feel like, this is going to sound horrible. But, like, when it's a girl coming up to you and she's like, I'm a huge fan of you. Like, I watch all your games. Like, it has to feel good because I feel like football is such a male-dominated sport that, like, us girls, we're kind of, like, left in the dark.
Yeah, but
even though we know our shit.
Imagine you run into them at the grocery store and they're with their girlfriend and the girlfriend's like, excuse me, who the fuck are you, bitch?
But if it was Ann Michael May, I'd be like, oh my God, I love you. And then I'd be like, I love you too, but I love you more, but I love you more. And then it would just be a whole thing. Now, if it was Marissa, I would say, I'll meet you in the fucking parking lot in 5 minutes.
I'm assuming that's Trevor's wife.
Yes.
Okay. Couldn't have thrown a last name in there to help us out. I think his contact clues.
I didn't know Marissa was.
Marissa Lawrence. Gosh. No, I would never fight anyone.
She's back on her freaking Tell Me Lies, Lisa, and what was the other, Brittany? Is that what the other girl's name is?
Lucy, Bree, and Steven. Guys, it's such a good show. You need to watch it. Like, actually so good. I got Xander hooked.
No.
It's really good.
No.
Can we go back to when Sara just said, I wouldn't fight anyone? Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't. I've never been in a physical fight. Like a fist fight? Never. I haven't. I swear on Mac's life, I've never been in a physical fight. Shut up.
All right. I think that's just the Belichick conversation's an interesting one to have, and I just want to poke right with. I still love Bill. Like, he is the greatest head coach of all time, and it's sad the way that he's not. It's sad that he's not in the NFL anymore. Do we have breaking news, or do you have no school tomorrow?
I might have a snow day tomorrow.
All right. But we're gonna wrap.
Which is good because I live in the woods and no one plowed my street.
Perfect. But we're gonna wrap it up there. That's gonna be episode 36 of the Duck Boat Dispatch. The Patriots are 1 win away from releasing the Duck Boats. They'll play on February 8th in Santa Clara against the Seattle Seahawks. Sara, I swear to God, if you look at me and say, "Oh, that's why we're the Duck Boats," I'm gonna throw my laptop.
I'm gonna throw my laptop. For real right now?
Look on your face where it was
real right now.
You had a look like, oh my God, it makes sense. I was about to throw everything.
No, okay. I was going to say, and then all of us are going to the parade.
Depends on work.
I was going to say, I feel like I'm definitely going to be working.
I literally already told my boss, I was like, Becky, I'm going to the parade. And she was like, I'm coming with you. I'm like, perfect, let's go. Field trip.
Our schedule isn't out yet. I already know I'm working the Super Bowl.
I had to do it last year. It's not a bad bet. You get to sit there and you get paid to watch the game.
Yeah, that can't be bad. Actually, that would not work for me in any way, unless they had me there for every game, like the playoffs. If I made that into my routine, like, week 1.
Last year, one of
is fine.
Last year, one of the boys
and they gave me French toast in the morning.
Last year, one of the boys from the suite came with me, which was good because I had a large sum of money on the coin toss.
Oh, and I remember this.
I do it every year. I'm going to throw a bunch of money in the coin toss. It's the best. I love betting the coin toss. Yeah, tails never fails. Randy Moss hit it first. Come on. Yeah. What do you trust? I don't have that Matthew Slater luck though. But anyways, that'll do it. Episode 36, Duckboat Dispatch. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at the Duckboat Dispatch. Ron, if you don't like, yes.
And remember, the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl, bitches.
Patriots in the Super Bowl.
That's all.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Duckboat Dispatch. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now at the Duckboat Dispatch. If you want to be able to listen to the car, on the go, wherever you go.
All links are in the Instagram bio.
Yes, if you're struggling to find anything, go to the Instagram. That's the best place to find all the links. Josh?
Sarah's got 4.5K views.
Sarah has her most viewed video on cross socials.
Who wants to explain why?
Because her toes are out! Maybe that's why Matt Collins does it. It gets more views.
It was giving him a nod, okay? I love Matt Collins. You were honestly one of my favorite drafts this year.
He was a free agent signing.
So I had whatever, same thing. I don't care.
I
love him.
Huh?
I love him. The Bills didn't want him, so we took him. And now, you know what? We're bringing him to the Super Bowl.
Josh, do you have news, or are you just reacting to something?
No, you want to know what our second most viewed video is?
Is it me crashing out?
No, it's Sarah again, but it's Sarah on the Red Sox for once.
Are you sure that's the second most? Well, to dive into that, we'll take a look after the show. Make sure you come back next week because we're going to preview the matchup more next week between Seahawks, Patriots. There's a lot to dive into. Offense, defense. We kind of gently touched it. We're going to dive deep into all of that next week, so make sure you tune back in for episode 37 next week of the Duckboat Dispatch.
I have a